Hello, hello, how are you doing? Well, we are here to see lesson 4 of Unit 8 of the Top Notch 2 third edition. As I told you, the first class. So I'm gonna put bigger with the zoom. Hope you had great last week. I'm recovering of my illness, so I quite better. Well, here we have the goal. Discuss your favorite artists. Before you listen, passive participle phrases, read and listen. Then listen again and repeat. Let's remember that in this unit we are talking about art. Yes, and when we talk about art, we are referring not only to a picture, a piece of art in a sculpture, or a song, or a dance. We are referring to, for instance, to a fashion designer. A fashion designer is also an artist. Yes? So, let's listen.
Read and listen.
Be inspired by.
Be influenced by. Be fascinated by.
Be moved by.
Now listen again and repeat.
Be inspired by.
Be influenced by. Be fascinated by.
Be moved by.
Here you can see that these phrases are very similar among them. So, to be inspired by, as it says here, has to do with capturing or to capture nature's beauty in his photographs. Yes? To be inspired by is someone or something or a situation that inspired you. In this case of influence, to be influenced by, it says that you can see similarities between McCartney's fashion designs and her own. Then, to be fascinated by, it says that he thinks the artist was extremely fascinating. Yes. So, is it the same to be fascinated by and be inspired by? Is there any difference? I think that it has a quite similarity. Tiene bastante similitud. I'm going to explain a little bit in Spanish. Porque a la vez que uno puede fascinarse por un trabajo, a su vez puede inspirarse y viceversa. Entonces ahí lo veo bastante similar. En el caso de ser influenciado por, ahí sí es diferente, porque uno puede ser tan solo influenciado por las técnicas y no tener una gran inspiración ni que a uno le fascine el trabajo del otro, pero sí uno puede estar interesado en las técnicas. Y when it says to be moved by, it says even though they are funny, their themes of life and love really touch your heart. It has to do with your feelings and emotions. Ser movido por es el sentimiento que te causa, la emoción. Entonces, es mucho más profundo cuando uno dice to be moved by. Acá tenemos, here we have, tell your partner what inspires, influences, interests, fascinates, and moves you. Use passive participle phrases. You can see this example. I'm inspired by my parents. They work really hard. So you can be inspired by the example of a person, the life example. Uno se inspira por el ejemplo de la persona. También uno se inspira por los héroes, ¿no? You can be inspired by a hero. Think about an Argentinian hero, or maybe a foreigner hero, but that his or her message is worldwide accepted. We can think of a lot of figures that inspired us in USA, in Argentina, in different parts of America, in Europe. Yes, so you can take a hero or a prócer or maybe someone that has to do with our careers and vocations too. Yes, in my case, I could say that I've always been inspired by Thomas Sanders in a masculine voice, because you know that I sing. I'm a singer also. And at the same time, I was inspired, and I've been moved by the name of this singer. I forgot the name of the singer. Oh my God! Somewhere over the rainbow. Well, that singer. Yes, I was inspired by her. Now I don't know why. I don't remember her, but well. And so in the case of Erika, you can be inspired by one visual arts artist specifically, or many of them, or to be touched or to be moved by. Well, let's do the next listening comprehension.
Listen to the interviews. Complete each statement with the name of the artist. Interview 1.
Welcome to Focus on the Arts. I'm Paul Green, and we're broadcasting today from beautiful downtown San Francisco, where we're asking people about their favorite artists. Excuse me, sir. Sir? Excuse me.
Yes?
I'm Paul Green from Focus on the Arts. I wonder if I could ask for 1 minute of your time to tell us if you have a favorite movie director.
My favorite director? Sure. That would be Ang Lee from Taiwan. I find his work really fascinating.
In what way?
Well, for one thing, all his films are really different from each other.
How so?
Some of his best movies are in Chinese, like Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and he also makes great movies in English that are set in England or the U.S., and they really explore the culture in those countries.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his movies are really artistic, and others are very commercial. I think he's not afraid to try new things. Yeah, I like that.
Great. Thank you so much. And your name is?
Bert Hildegard.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Interview 2.
Let's find someone else. Oh, there's a woman over here taking pictures. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, would you be willing to talk with us?
Me? Well, I'm in a little bit of a hurry, but, well, okay, I guess.
Great. Well, first of all, can I get your name?
Susan Wallach.
Hi, Susan. I couldn't help but notice that you're a photographer.
Well, not professionally.
I'm wondering if you have a favorite photographer.
Favorite photographer? That would definitely be Henri Cartier-Bresson, the French photographer. He was a real 20th century artist. I think he died a few years ago.
What do you like about his work?
Well, for one thing, his photographs are just beautiful to look at. He traveled all over the world to take photos, and he captured some of the most important historical images of the 20th century.
I see.
You know, his work is all in black and white, but the images are unforgettable. He had this ability to photograph people at just the right moment. I read somewhere that often he would wait for hours for the right time to take a photo.
I believe I've heard that too.
Believe it or not, his work has really influenced my own. As a matter of fact, when you came over to speak to me, I was waiting for the right moment to take a shot.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, that's okay. It was fun talking with you.
Interview 3.
There's a very nicely dressed young woman over here. Excuse me, would you mind talking to our listeners today? I'm with Focus on the Arts.
Oh, I love that show. Are you Paul Green?
I am. Nice to meet you.
Catherine Wolf. Thank you.
Hi, Catherine. Catherine, I wonder if you have a favorite fashion designer.
A favorite fashion designer? Well, I really like the Italian designer Valentino. He doesn't design dresses anymore, but he's a classic.
Wasn't there a film about him?
Actually, I saw it. Valentino, the Last Emperor. I really love the passion he has for his art.
So what do you especially like about his work?
Well, I find his dresses really elegant and very original. In the movie, he says his greatest desire was to make women look beautiful. I think he was very successful at doing that. His designs are very flattering to women.
I see.
You know, seeing him in that movie made me want to have a creative job. He inspired me to take fashion design classes myself.
Really? That's terrific. Thank you, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Interview 4.
We have time for one more. Let's see. Excuse me, sir, can I take just a minute of your time?
Sure. What's going on?
Hi, I'm Paul Green from Focus on the Arts, and I'm asking people today about their favorite artists. What about you? Do you have a favorite painter or sculptor?
Cool. Well, actually, I'm very fond of the paintings of Frida Kahlo.
Oh, the Mexican painter. I love her work too. By the way, can you tell me your name, please?
Oh, sure. Nick Jenkins.
So, Nick, what is it that you like so much about Kahlo's work?
You know, Kahlo had a very hard life. She was very sick as a child, and as a young woman, she was in a terrible accident. So she was always in pain, and she couldn't have any children.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Her work reflects her life experiences, and of course she was married to Diego Rivera, the great Mexican muralist. It wasn't always a happy marriage, so she had a lot of material for creating her art.
What a life she had.
You know, her self-portraits really touch my heart. They move me much more than Diego Rivera's work, actually, and he's great.
Well, they were both great artists with natural talent. Thanks, Nick. It was nice talking with you.
Hey, my pleasure.
Well, that's all the time we have for today, and remember, keep focused on the arts.
And then, okay, we continue to the other side of the page on lesson 4. And it says, listen to take notes. Listen again to each interview and write some of the details you hear about each artist. Compare notes with a partner. So then you have to listen again and complete this chart. At least one thing more that they say that for you it's important. And then we have the discussion. Discuss your favorite artist. And here we have which qualities attract you to an artist. Check all that apply. There we have not only the type of artists here on the right, but also we have a lot of adjectives, you know. We have realistic, traditional, abstract, modern, easy to understand, makes you think, touches your heart, makes you laugh. Or then, not talking about her or his work, but the person. He or she is a rebel, is creative, tries new things, has his or her own style, inspires people or other that comes to your mind. And here we have the type of artist and the type of art. I'm gonna pronounce for you. Type of artists: a painter, a writer, a sculptor, a filmmaker, a director, a fashion designer, an architect, a photographer, an actor, a singer, a dancer. Types of art: drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, jewelry, pottery, fashion, handicrafts. Okay, I made the pronunciation a British one, yes? So now I'm gonna read all of them in American accent, yes, for you to have the difference. And you can choose whatever you like. Remember that we are in the method COFTI. Les voy a explicar. El método COFTI, que es un método que yo ideé y está en mi página web, tiene que ver con que el alumno aprenda en simultáneo los dos acentos, los dos tipos de pronunciaciones. Y por eso se llama el método COFTI. COF, que viene de la palabra coffee, que es lo que los americanos toman, ¿sí? Y tea, del té, que es la bebida principal para el inglés. Entonces el método se llama como la unión del café y el té. Bueno, acá en esta clase estamos uniendo, siempre les hago ver ambos acentos. Así que ahora se los voy a pronunciar esta cajita de recuadros en el acento americano y también lo voy a poner en mi canal de Telegram, ¿sí? Recuerden, inglés, conversación online. Bien, vamos. Let's go. Types of artists. A painter, a writer, sculptor, filmmaker, director, fashion designer, an architect, a photographer, an actor, singer, a dancer. Types of art: drawing, painting, sculpture, photography, jewelry, pottery, fashion, handicrafts. Okay, and now note padding. On your notepad, write about some of your favorite artists. So there you have to put the artist name, the type of artist, and why I like the artist. And then we can do this next class when we meet all of us, and when it says discuss, because we have to talk about it. Or if you prefer, maybe you can't be present or join in the meet during next week, for instance, so you have the homework to do the audio of this discussion if you're not going to be present. Yes, this is the case of Jami and the case of Mati. So it says discuss your favorite artist, tell your class why you like them, ask your classmates questions about the artist they describe. For instance, we have: I'm a real fan of the Mexican painters Frida Kahlo and Diego Rivera. I'm fascinated by their lives. Donatella Versace is my favorite designer. Her fashions are so creative. One of my favorite Japanese artists is Naoki Urasawa. His drawings in the comic book Yawara are really exciting. Yes, I use the British. Okay, the British accent. Now I'm gonna read the last one in American. One of my favorite Japanese artists is Naoki Urasawa. His drawings in the comic book Yawara are really exciting. Okay, well, so we can see each other next class. Take notes, prepare yourselves, and if you can't meet me this Friday or next week, you can send me an audio describing your favorite artist after doing the exercise B in the note padding. Bye bye, take care, a big hug.